don't really know why, but the past couple of years I haven't been that interested in seeing many action movies, which is why I didn't see Bullet Train until very recently, but I'm glad I did thanks to a commenter from a previous video. The chemistry in the film was great, the laughs were funny, the action felt like a nice callback to Jackie Chan movies from my childhood, and the costume design was just terrific. After watching the film, I knew I needed to make a video on the costume design immediately. In this video, I want to break down the characters' outfits, the influences behind them, and show how diverse the style was, which was a reflection of the diverse characters in the film. Bullet Train, which came out August 5th, 2022, was directed by David Leitch and had Sarah Evelyn as costume designer, who's worked on films and TV such as American Horror Story and Hobbs and Shaw. A little bit of a backstory, this is one of the first movies to start filming after the pandemic lockdowns, and because of that there were supply chain issues, stores had less in stock, their hours were shorter, and many of the fabric stores were actually already closed. Because of all that, the film was somewhat difficult to design, but they used what was available and ended up nearly making all the costumes in the film, minus a few pieces and accessories. Bullet Train was based on the Japanese novel Maria Beetle, which was written by Kotaro Isaka, and this is one of the starting points Sarah used to figure out what some of the characters were going to wear. And not only that, she also used the help of a Japanese costume and cultural consultant during the beginning of the design process. So it's obvious that I have to start off with Ladybug, played by Brad Pitt. He, like many other characters, is only wearing one outfit for the bulk of the film besides his flashback scenes. His outfit consisted of a few layers, his outermost layer being a greenish-brown waxed canvas peacoat with the notched collar semi-popped up, and that body hits just around his hips. Since this was made from scratch, they had to create the wax finish themselves, and because of that, there were multiple renditions of the jacket. Sarah said that one waxed peacoat they made was so waxy that if it had been a Rick Owens peacoat, it would have been amazing. But unfortunately for Sarah, she was mortified by it, but actually Brad Pitt said that it was so awesome that he asked if he could keep it. According to Sarah, he really appreciates all the things that fabric can do, and expanding on that, he was heavily involved with the design process of Ladybug. Sarah said he really cares about cuts of garments and fabrics that are used, but not in a pretentious way. He even kept some of the pieces that were seen during the research and experimental development phase of the film. Kind of cool to find out that Brad Pitt's kind of a fashion nerd. Underneath the peacoat, we have this deep green workwear-inspired zip-up jacket and matching pant. The jacket has a fold-over collar in a regular fit, meaning not too slim, but definitely not oversized on him either. The matching pants have a more straight fit on them, but they have a nice drape, which allows them to be more flowy than your average workwear pant. Now, his t-shirt is one of the only things that were actually bought, but actually ended up being customized after the fact. If you're a big menswear head, you might already know this, but he is wearing a Whitmore x Velvet Sheen t-shirt in a white colorway. It has these drop shoulders on them, which I think looks so nice, especially on Brad Pitt. Then again, everything kind of looks good on him. So the way that they customized the t-shirt was they screen printed a black graphic on the back that was supposed to be of a logo of a fictional fishing store that says Master Baiters. On bottom, he has a pair of All Saints low-top sneakers. He's wearing glasses from the brand Police, and fun fact, all the jewelry he's wearing is from his personal collection besides the Breitling watch. It kind of makes sense to me that he's wearing his own jewelry because for some reason, every male celebrity past the age of 50 goes through this like chakra jewelry phase. I don't really get it, but I will say I do like some of the pieces he's wearing. Very zen of Brad. Last but not least, how could I not touch on the custom bucket hat that was so iconic in the film. The light beige corduroy hat was made by combining the design of two different bucket hats that Brad liked. Now, Sarah admitted that the hat was actually not her idea, but in fact Brad Pitt's idea. He came to her and said that he wanted to wear a bucket hat and look like he had retired and was going to the docks to fish all the time, which I think they achieved that look with the hat. Personally, I think the hat kind of just makes the look. Now, to keep with continuity during the progression of the film, there had to be multiples of each piece for everybody. Pitt's duplicate wardrobe included 20 of the t-shirts, 14 pairs of the pants, and 12 copies of the workwear jacket. Now, moving on to the devil herself, Joey King's character, the Prince. Sarah said that she wanted to play with the idea of feminine strength with the Prince while also making sure she could disguise herself on the train. So in order to disguise herself, she uses these elements of a schoolgirl's uniform, like her pleated skirt and that sweater vest, to make herself look a bit more innocent than she actually was. The elements of femininity were the pink monochrome color palette and her high heel loafers, But then there was also elements of strength, like that power suit-esque jacket that she wears over everything. The pink coat has this rounded Peter Pan collar with these patch pockets, and underneath that is a V-neck sweater vest, a silk pink short sleeve button-up, and a maroon tie. Then on bottom, like I mentioned before, was her pleated skirt and a pair of high heel loafers. I love the preppy look this had, and the combo of the silk button-up with that vest looked great on her, and it's actually something I would love to recreate, hopefully in the near future. Next, I want to talk about the Lovable Twins, Lemon and Tangerine, played by Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Lemon and Tangerine look very sophisticated together, and although they have a similar look to their outfits, you can see the differences between their styles, kind of symbolizing the fact that they call themselves the twins when they are in fact not related. So for their overlap, they both wear a brown and blue overcoat with belted raglan sleeves and notched collars popped up. The jacket is a nice, smart look, but it can be very versatile and dressed up or down depending on how you want to style it, which we'll talk about later. For Aaron Taylor Johnson, underneath his coat, he's wearing a three-piece wide peak lapel suit in this blue pinstripe fabric, and underneath that is a light blue French cuff button-up with a contrasting white collar. To finish off his look, he has this navy and orange printed tie and accessorizes with gold jewelries to add a bit more detail. So the story behind Tangerine's outfit was that he was most likely from a rougher part of London and didn't grow up with a lot of money, which is why he wears a three-piece suit with that bank collar shirt. He's trying to look like the part of something that he wanted as a kid. And then there's also a side of him that loves gangsters and gangster films, which is seen through his use of gold jewelry. It all kind of stems of him wanting something that he didn't have. Brian Tyree Henry's outfit is a bit more of a dressed down look with his Canadian tuxedo. The jean jacket is a nice fit on him with those shoulders being a little bit more roomier, and then his straight jeans are cuffed on top of a pair of black combat boots, which look great. I really love that they cuff the jeans to show that those are in fact selvage denim, which is super awesome, not only for Lemon, but for the fact that they decided to make selvage denim for this character. Underneath his jacket is a white button-up with a salmon or orange plaid tie, and then some red suspenders. For accessories, Lemon wears gold hoop earrings so he can match with Tangerine's gold aesthetic, kind of tying them together once again. I love how they layered his jackets together and popped both the jean jacket and the overcoat jacket collar up. It adds another element of detail to the outfit, and it's personally one of my favorite ways of making an outfit more interesting. I think doing a simple trick like that just kind of elevates your wardrobe or your outfit just that much more. Now, to just go back quickly on dressing down the overcoat, I think Lemon's already done that, but if you wanted to push it a little bit further, you would get rid of the shirt and tie and just throw on like a slim-fitting white t-shirt, which would make it that much more of a casual everyday outfit. Sarah said that Lemon's look was inspired by a couple of things. First was a slight influence of train conductors due to Lemon's love of Thomas the Tank Engine. But on top of that, this look was very much inspired by the UK skinheads. They wore a lot of denim, combat boots, suspenders. But here we see Lemon kind of repurposing it and making it his own. For Bad Bunny's character, the Wolf, that suit was in fact custom made by Sarah's team. It is this white western cowboy suit with these wide peak lapels, black contrast stitching, and of course what made the suit stand out so much was the black floral embroidery that is featured not only in the suit jacket, but the pants as well. You see the embroidery on the gusseted panels at the side of the pant, which is giving the silhouette a more of a flared effect, which I thought was pretty unique because I don't really see flared pants that use gussets unless it's like a DIY project, but I know that there are some brands that do that out there. Underneath his jacket is a black button-up with a gold bolo tie that he got when he was a child. On feet, he has what looks to be a pair of black animal-skinned cowboy boots, which ended up being bought, but the gold tips were custom made, and I thought those gold tips were such a nice touch. For an accessory, he's wearing a pair of black Ray-Ban aviator sunglasses. So the backstory behind the suit is that it was the suit he wore to his wedding where his wife was killed and whose death he was avenging on that train. You could even still see that wine stain that he got on the wedding day. Andrew Koji's character, Kimura, had a Japanese workwear-inspired outfit with his brown notched collar jacket that was made of a wool base, it looked like, and then it had this thin corduroy in a light brown color, and that was used for the collar, the yoke, sleeve patch, and pocket flaps. Underneath that was a light brown notched collar jacket, which appeared to be in like a suede fabric, and then under that we had that denim chambray button-up shirt. On bottom he had a pair of gray pants and a brown pair of boots on feet. Now to finalize his look, he wears a light blue scarf loosely wrapped around his neck. This outfit is a very classic look that I can definitely get behind. The fabrics and layering were executed really well in this instance, and I also feel like there's an element of vintage Americana here, especially when I look at that denim chambray shirt. It kind of just screams vintage Americana to me. I think Hiroyuki Sanada's outfit is probably my favorite in the film. I absolutely loved the way they went about dressing the elder. Sarah said that they focused a lot on the fabrics for him and wanted to make the outfit look heritage but also gentlemanly at the same time, and I think they did a great job on that. His outermost layer was a dark gray kimono with these semi-wide sleeves, and under that was a kimono-styled suit jacket in a light gray wool fabric. The wool fabric had these black flecks woven into it, which gave the jacket a really nice texture. He then had on a white button-up with a dark gray tie to finish the top portion of the outfit, and then on bottom he had a pair of dark gray plaid suit pants that were in a slimmer fit. Sarah said that Sanada knew how a kimono was supposed to feel on his neck, exactly how high up it should be raised, and how wide the border should be. She also said that he had a deep understanding of traditional Japanese dress, and when getting the look together, they started with these more classic elements and made them modern. This outfit is so great. It's a mixture of Japanese heritage with these classic tailoring menswear fabrics. I really liked how they used the core elements of traditional Japanese wear and updated it to be modern, like with the kimono-styled suit jacket. What a great look. I'm dying for one of those jackets. Lastly, we have the White Death, who was played by Michael Shannon. The White Death wore a long, dark grayish blue pattern smoking jacket that had contrasting cuffs and collar in this sharp red diamond quilted silk. Underneath the jacket was a white button-up tucked into a pair of black straight trousers. The smoking jacket felt very vintage, which Sarah had confirmed in an interview was the intention. It makes total sense because the White Death is supposed to be a very wealthy man that lost the most important thing in his life, and a smoking jacket represented wealth during the late 1800s and throughout the early to mid 1900s. I think it's a great standout piece for their villain. I really love the accents of the red quilted cuff, collar, and lining. I think it popped really well. And I know this jacket is not for everybody, but there's a lot more wearable versions of this silhouette that I suggest everybody to look into if they like the cut. What I love about this movie is that there's something for everybody stylistically. We had so many influences and styles, from Western to classic workwear to traditional Japanese, down to prep style, so each outfit felt totally different from the previous. It's amazing that Sarah and the rest of their team was able to execute all the outfits from a style perspective, as well as getting it done practically right after the lockdowns. It was a great film, and I highly suggest everybody go and get influenced by one character or another, because there's a ton of awesome material that you could use for your inspiration for your wardrobe. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, comment whose outfit was your favorite, and let me know what movie you'd like me to take a look at next. Maybe it'll be the next video I make. Follow me on my socials. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's all linked down below in the description, as well as the links to all the articles I read for this video. And as always, thanks for watching.